Hey guys, Adrian here from the Digital Dojos at digitaldojos.com. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about OS X Mountain Lion. I know I haven't really done any tech news in a little bit. I've been really busy. I've been working on an ebook actually that's been taking up a lot of my time with the new iBooks author and all of that. But I want to talk to you guys about an overview of OS X Mountain Lion. This was kind of under the radar, announced by Apple earlier in the week, but kind of piqued some interest with a lot of the YouTubers and stuff like that, people who jumped on it. They noticed that they talked about this. You can go over to apple.com, go over to, you can see here, apple.com/macOS10 or macOSX/mountain-lion. Mountain Lion is going to be the newest update coming in summer this will be, I believe, 10.8, I believe, of the whole OS X update. Now, they are dropping the whole Mac OS X and just calling it OS X Mountain Lion. And I think my reasoning behind this, or my belief of reasoning, is they're more integrating this iOS, and this is my iPhone here, this is jailbroken, my iPhone 4S here, they're integrating this, devices like these, devices like the iPod Touch, devices like the iPad, with OS X. And I think the reasoning behind this is because they sell so many, obviously, their sales of iPhones and iPods outweigh the sales of Macs. But when people who transitions from an iPhone, an iPod, an iPad to a Mac, they know how to use those key features. They know how to use that simple interface. There's iMessages, there's notes, there's reminders now, there's notification centers. Things like these they can easily kind of relate to because they know how to use these. And I mean, in general, if you have a friend who doesn't have an iPhone, who has an Android phone or whatever phone they may not even have a smartphone, you can hand them an iPhone, you can hand them an iPod. And, 80% I would say would probably know how to navigate it, just because of the sheer popularity and whatever, maybe the advertising and all that. Everybody, knows what an iPhone is and how to navigate it. Again, I should say majority, not everybody. But I think they're kind of integrating that whole iOS with OS X Lion, or Mountain Lion, I should say. So Mountain Lion, you can see here, it says arrives this summer with all new features, and you can see here, like it says, inspired by iPad. I'm sure, iOS in general. You can see a little glimpse here, so it's obviously you're going to have the whole new wallpaper. It's not going to be a major update. That's why Apple really didn't do an event. And I think they didn't really do an event because I believe, rumor is that they're going to have either an iPad 3 announcement or some other sort of announcement coming up, so they didn't want to do the whole event thing just for Mountain Lion. And again, it's coming off later in the summer. So iMessages are integrating messages, so you can send unlimited messages from your iPhone, iPod Touch, now your Mac. So it's kind of like a texting app. I think this is kind of looking to replace like IM clients, and there's like stuff like AIM and Jabber and all of that. iMessages is going to become really popular because people already use it on their iPhones and iPods. It's going to become really popular. Notification Center, this is more aiming towards Growl because everything they've done in this, I think, is kind of aiming towards something that's already competing against stuff that's in the Mac community. I think Notification Center is really going to kill Growl updates. It's going to obviously put all your updates in one place, and it's going to be able to alert you with badges and all of that on your Mac now. So really cool. All the people who like the interface on the iPods and iPhones, now it's going to be on the Mac. Next up is reminders, and sorry, the thing just wants to lag here. Reminders for everything you have to remember. Obviously, this is your simple bare bones to-do list, and that's why a lot of people like it, because you can set it with Siri and stuff on your iPhone. It's not going to be able. One of the big flaws is you couldn't sync it back to your desktop. So you can set all these reminders, and you couldn't sync them back over. You couldn't sync your grocery list, your to-do list, your GTD list, whatever you use your reminders for. But now it'll sync over with your Mac, and I believe it also isn't tied to your iCal or whatever. It's not tied to a calendar anymore. It can be on its own. So, notes, this is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, just going to transition your Notes app over here to kind of the same thing with reminders, kind of bring it all in synchronizing again. And last but not least, we have Game Center. This is just kind of introducing Game Center from your iPhone, iPad, on your Mac now. So now you have the whole Mac App Store, or the Mac App Store that was released. So now you can buy these games and you can compete on, iPhone versus iPod versus iPad versus Mac. So now you can have really all your devices pretty much going against each other using this Game Center implementation. I'm going to go over here to the features list now so you can see a little bit more. iCloud is going to be really baked into this. Obviously, they've been pushing this with iOS 5. So you're going to see a lot of iCloud implementation with syncing, again, syncing your contacts, syncing your calendars, your notes, everything that you have already synced and backing up to your phone, you'll be able to back it up with your Mac now just as easy. A couple new things. They're going to do new things called share sheets, which I'm going to go ahead and click just to show you guys here. Share sheets are basically just a really social networking type of way to share stuff. So now you see stuff and you can share it. Just built into Safari, this is going to be the whole new share button on implementation. So you can share links, photos, videos, all the stuff, sending it to Twitter, emailing it, bookmarking it. I think we even have support for like sites like Vimeo and YouTube and all that. This is more towards, and it ties in with Twitter because they're really tying in Twitter. And if you know like how they tied in Twitter with the latest iOS 5 update, now you can just simply tweet straight from your apps and stuff like that. Send a direct tweet to your Twitter account and all that, and they'll have a new tweet, what they call a tweet sheet, and you can add stuff like comments, location, and all that extra stuff. And then that'll go ahead and send it over to Twitter. So I mean, if you're a Twitter junkie, then it's better than it's not something that's new because you can before obviously there's Twitter apps or you can go to twitter.com. Now it's just tied in and baked into the operating system. Alright, next up, AirPlay Mirroring. So your Mac is on TV now. So basically this is a cool little feature, especially if you bought into the Apple TV and the whole AirPlay from the iPad, which is a really popular feature. You can kind of sling your iPad or iPhone media over to your TV with Apple TV. Now you're going to be able to do that on your Mac. So this takes whatever is on your Mac and mirrors it to your HD TV. So you can do web pages, videos, movies, photos. Really cool. Like for example, like if you have like friends over and you want to watch a movie that you have on your Mac or they have on their Mac, now you can just simply use your Wi-Fi connection and mirror it from your iMac or from your MacBook over to your 40-inch HD TV. Or even like a movie, if you guys want to watch a movie on a bigger screen, view web pages, surf on a kind of like a home media center type thing. Like again, photo presentation, video presentation, conference room, presentation, classroom implementation, because Apple's doing a lot of education stuff lately. I know it's gonna have support for obviously your desktop. It's gonna have support for Keynote and iMovie. So very cool feature if you're if you purchase an Apple TV, kind of a cool thing that will be coming along with. If you're into the whole AirPlay and AirPlay mirroring from iPad to iPhone, now you'll be able to do it on your Mac. So something that's pretty cool. And last but not least is Gatekeeper. So this is actually kind of interesting because Apple's adding an extra implementation of security to their operating system, and something that you don't really see because OS X is built on that whole Unix kernel, which isn't invulnerable, but is 10 times more secure than the whole core of stuff like Windows and stuff like that. And again, OS X isn't a huge target in the whole virus and spyware community, so it is more secure. But it's going to add a little bit more control and supervision to your Mac. So you can add some more security features and controlling in terms of required password for stuff like after the screensaver goes off, automatic login, stuff like that. And you can read here, it says Gatekeeper's OS X Mountain Lion makes the Mac safer than ever before. It helps you prevent from unknowingly downloading and installing malicious software. So this is something, because what it's going to do is now Apple is going to have a thing where apps are certified. Only apps that are obviously all in the App Store are Apple certified. And if it's not Apple certified, like via developer ID or whatever, then it's going to warn you that this can be malicious software. Kind of similar to Windows, anytime you download something third party. In a way, it's kind of curating you. It's kind of saying that everything that makes you more promoted, or not promotes you, but kind of provokes you, I should say, to download from the Mac App Store. That way, everything's safe there, and it's kind of pushing users to more download, or saying that, everything in the Mac App Store is safer to download. So it's, it's kind of directing users to go there. So again, a lot of new stuff with this update. It's nothing major in a sense, but it is scaling up on some big things. I'm sure there'll be bug tweaks from, stuff that was probably broken in line and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of, speed increases and stuff here and there. They're sure to change a lot of stuff. And again, it's not coming until summer. But I think really it's aiming not only to transfer the whole iOS, features over to OS X, but also kind of, in a way, simplify the operating system. Because again, like when I say they take everything from iOS, in a way they're simplifying things. But not only are they simplifying the OS, I think that they are making it more, like I said, user-friendly. Obviously, that goes in with simplifying it. But they're kind of knocking out stuff like people usually do anytime there's something that the community as a whole really likes that's out there third party wise. For example, Android had Notification Center long before Apple's Notification Center came out. There was tons of jailbreak tweaks that came out that had, you know, stuff that had your news feed in it and stuff like that. Even stuff like SB settings, toggles, stuff like that. Stuff that became really popular in those third-party, those jailbroken communities. Apple kind of implemented in later on into their system. And I think with the more stuff they see here, like for example, Growl's kind of notification center is kind of going to be competing with Growl now. AirPlay Mirroring, I guess, is kind of a thing on its own. What else? iMessage is going to kind of compete with IM clients and stuff like that. The whole Gatekeeper is kind of curating stuff only to their app store. You know, stuff like that. Again, Apple does have a tight grip on a lot of its stuff. And I guess, you know, they've always been like that. But still some good updates. Again, it's inspired by iPad. I think I like to say that it's more inspired by iOS in general. But I guess a lot of stuff does come from the iPad. So look forward to this, guys. You guys can read up more about it. Head over to digitaldojos.com. I'm going to leave a full article talking about the overview of OS X Mountain Lion with pictures, examples, all of that. It is available for developer download. If you're a developer, you can get an early preview. I'm hoping to get my hands on that, and hopefully we'll get a preview out for you guys. So again, guys, Adrian here. Thanks for watching. Head over to digitaldojos.com for more information. Check out all the links below. Don't forget to like the video, thumbs up, comment, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next video.